Well, unfortunately tonight, Biden and Harris continue to embarrass the whole country on the world stage, projecting weakness, doubling down on their failed far-left policies, and, as usual, a never-ending stream of bizarre blunders by both of them. Now, here's the vice president yesterday with the president of Poland. Watch this embarrassment.
Is the United States willing to make a specific allocation for Ukrainian refugees? And for President Duda, I wanted to know if you think, and if you asked the United States to specifically accept more refugees.
Okay. A friend in need is a friend indeed.
Okay, I can first. Okay, so this time.
Giggling is the perfect way to answer a serious question about refugees. That moment was so bad that even the Ukrainian President Zelensky's former press secretary tweeted it would be a tragedy if Harris ever became president. That's probably an understatement. Now, of course, creepy, bizarre giggling is nothing new for the vice president. Let's take you down a short trip of memory lane here. You might recall some of this.
Do you have plans to visit the border?
Not today. More parents are seeing the value of educators when they had to bring their kids and say, we're not paying them nearly enough. Hold on. Slow down, everybody. Because there's an interesting fact, in case you didn't know. Hard hats are actually unisex. Everybody's laughing.
You're considered the most liberal United States senator.
Somebody said that, and it actually was Mike Pence on the debate stage. But
yeah.
Lots of giggles. Anyway, according to the media mob and the co-hosts of that hard-hitting news show, The View on ABC, if you think laughing off questions about really serious issues is unprofessional, that means you are racist and you are a sexist. Take a look.
Did you have a problem with any of the way she handled this, ladies? People are talking about it. I personally think if she was a guy, they would never say it, because they also made fun of Hillary's laugh.
But it is that they constantly question the qualifications of black women, and that's why people are saying that she's unprepared. And
I disagree. I think she's
you can disagree, but that's the truth of it. And so this is based in racism. This is based in misogyny.
Absolutely, there's a racial aspect to it.
All right.
Here with reaction, co-host of The Five, Judge Jeanine Pirro is with us, along with Fox News contributor Joe Concha. Judge, you know, I don't know. I say about the president that he's weak and frail, and he's obviously a cognitive mess. And then we got a vice president that gets serious questions and giggles. I don't know what's worse. You decide.
Well, I got to tell you, if anything, the one purpose she serves is as an insurance policy to make sure that Joe Biden stays there. The idea that a woman, the highest-ranking woman in the United States, goes to Poland to stand with the president of Poland, is not prepared for a question as to whether or not the United States is willing to help refugees, that she looks to the president of another country that she's there to reassure, and then starts giggling like a fool, is an absolute embarrassment. And I am sick and tired of people saying it's about color. Let me tell you something. When it came to Condi Rice, nobody questioned her competence. When it comes to the woman right now, the candidate or the nominee for Supreme Court, Ketanji Brown Jackson, there is no one questioning her qualifications. This woman should be questioned. She makes an embarrassment of herself whenever she gets on the world stage. And by the way, doesn't she know about refugees? I mean, isn't she the border czar? And this is a continuing image that we see of her. And she should not be allowed out of the United States if she's going to be an embarrassment to this country.
Joe Concha, we have images now of a mass grave. We have images of a maternity hospital that was attacked. Dozens of schools have been hit. Entire neighborhoods have been blown up. We've got a refugee crisis, 2.5 million people. That's what she was asked. How do you explain that response of hers? I don't get it.
This is not a serious person in a very serious time, Sean. And as far as blaming racism, I go back to an interview Kamala Harris did after she dropped out of the Democratic primaries before one vote was cast, right? And she blamed sexism and racism for her support being so low, which is a very odd way to talk about Democratic voters. So this is the playbook here by the candidate and by the vice president and by her super PAC that is The View. Play the gender and the race card from the bottom of the deck. But the Veep's problems come down to very basic things. Voters see her as ill-equipped for the job. That's based on odd statements like, it's time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. I literally have that quote hanging here in my home studio. It's right next to Reagan's Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall, and this one, pain heals, chicks dig scars, glory lasts forever. That one's from Keanu Reeves, and we could talk about that another time. But in the end, Ms. Harris has a communication problem. She has an authenticity problem. She has a likability problem. And more importantly, she is failing on performance. This critique has, to the judge's point, has nothing to do with race or gender, because I would say the same thing about the old white guy that happens to be her boss on the same issue. More than 2 million people have crossed into this country over the U.S. southern border in the last year alone. That's triple the size of the total population of Boston. And despite comparing ICE to the KKK, she was put in charge of fixing it. And it's only getting worse as she plays the role of absentee landlord. And now we see her cackling again, to your point, when asked a basic question in Poland yesterday with the world watching. In the end, she was supposed to be Plan B to Biden. Now she's Plan Z, even among many Democrats, Sean.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Joe Concha. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.